Welcome to Whispers from Beyond, where the shadows speak, and the tales that chill your very soul come to life. I am your storyteller, and tonight I will guide you through one of the most terrifying urban legends to ever haunt the dark roads of this world, the story of the Hookman. Now sit back, listen closely, and let the whispers of the past pull you into the darkness. The story begins in the darkness of a quiet night, a single street light flickering on a desolate road. The wind howls through the trees, but something far more sinister waits just beyond the veil of the ordinary. For generations, there's been a chilling tale that sends shivers down the spine of anyone who hears it, the story of the Hookman. It's said to begin with a young couple, just like any other, cruising down a country road, lost in each other's company. They're parked far away from the bustle of the world in a secluded area, just outside the city. The kind of place that feels far too quiet. It's the perfect spot for a stolen kiss, the romance of youth wrapped in the soft, cool air of the evening. But as the night drags on, the atmosphere begins to change. A strange, unsettling feeling creeps into their hearts. The girl, nervous for reasons she can't explain, suggests they go back to town, but her boyfriend dismisses her concerns. "Don't worry, it's just your imagination," he says with a laugh. But suddenly the radio, once filled with music, cuts out. Silence. And then a voice. A voice crackles through the static, a warning that should never be ignored. "There's a man on the loose," the voice crackles, its tone grim and terrified. "He's escaped from the nearby asylum. They call him the Hookman. If you see him, don't stop. Keep driving. Don't look back. He's dangerous, and he will come for you." The air grows heavy. The girl shivers, her instincts now screaming at her to leave. But the boyfriend, dismissing the radio as nothing more than a prank, assures her everything will be fine. But the girl feels it, the eyes that watch from the dark corners, from the trees that line the empty road. Without warning, a loud bang sounds from the rear of the car. The boyfriend slams on the brakes, the tires screeching, and both of them jump, heartbeats racing. "Did you hear that?" the girl whispers, her voice trembling. "Probably just a rock or something," the boyfriend replies, trying to sound calm, though his face betrays the fear beginning to creep into his own mind. But they don't move. The engine hums softly, and the silence stretches between them, thick and suffocating. And then another noise, this time a scraping sound, like metal on metal. The boyfriend, shaking now, glances out of the window. The moonlight reveals a figure standing at the rear of the car, hidden just in the shadows. It's a man, tall, hunched, his features obscured by the darkness, but there's something unmistakable about him. His left hand is missing. In its place, a jagged, gleaming hook. And with it, he begins to scrape the hook along the metal of the car, a horrifying, dragging sound that feels like it's gouging into their very souls. The girl gasps, her heart hammering in her chest. "We need to go now," she cries, but her boyfriend, frozen in terror, can barely move. Suddenly the scraping stops. The silence is deafening. They don't dare look back, but the terror is too much to bear. The boyfriend, finally snapping out of his stupor, shoves the car into drive and floors the gas pedal. As the car speeds away, the figure lingers in the rearview mirror. He's not running after them. No, he's standing there, staring. His hook gleams in the night, a promise of something worse to come. They don't stop until they're back in the safety of town. The girl is crying, her hands shaking, and the boyfriend is speechless, his face pale and sweating. They go to the police, but when they tell the officers what happened, they get a strange look. "Are you sure it was him?" the officer asks, voice cold. The girl nods. "Yes, it was the Hookman." The officer remains silent for a moment before he speaks in a low voice. "Listen, kids," he says, looking over his shoulder before continuing. "The legend of the Hookman, it's not a new one. We've had people reporting strange incidents like this for years. But here's the thing. A couple of weeks ago, we found an old, rusted hook near an abandoned road just outside town. It was stuck in a tree like someone had left it there on purpose." The boyfriend's blood runs cold. The girl's eyes widen in horror. "You see," the officer continues, "the man they say is responsible for this legend? He wasn't just some random lunatic. No, he was once a man, a criminal, who terrorized this area. They say he escaped from the asylum years ago, but he didn't make it far. They found his body, mutilated and mangled, with his hand chopped off." The girl interrupts, her voice trembling. "And the hook?" The officer nods grimly. "They say he had one last thing he wanted to do before he died. One last unfinished business. Some people believe that even after he died, his spirit never left this place. That his rage, his hatred, it's all still out there." The officer's eyes darken. "And if you ever hear the scratching of a hook on metal, or feel like someone is watching you, know this: the Hookman isn't just a legend. He's out there, waiting for his next victim." The couple leaves the police station, their minds reeling, their hearts heavy with the weight of what they've learned. But it doesn't end there. Days go by, and the girl can't shake the feeling that someone is following her. She looks over her shoulder every time she walks down a quiet street, every time she's alone in the car. She never hears the scratching of a hook, but she always feels it, the cold, unrelenting presence of the Hookman, lurking in the shadows, waiting. And one night, as she drives home from a friend's house, she hears it. A soft scraping, like metal on metal. Her hands freeze on the wheel. Her eyes widen in terror. She doesn't dare look. She doesn't want to know. But deep down, she knows the truth. The Hookman is real, and he's still out there, waiting. As the chilling wind howls through the trees and the darkness of the night deepens, remember this story, listener, for it may not just be a tale. It might be the warning you never see coming. If you enjoyed this tale from the shadows, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Stay close, for in the quietest of moments, Whispers from Beyond is always waiting. Until next time, my friends, remember, the darkness is never far, and neither are the legends.